the emergence of space-time from information. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that when you woke up, for just a split second, you weren't sure which world was the true one? The solidity of your bedroom, the feel of the sheets, or the boundless, illogical landscape of your mind? What if I told you that our waking reality, this room, your screen, the vast cosmos itself, might be the dream, and that the true, fundamental reality is something far stranger, far more magical, and it's written in a language we are only just beginning to decipher, the language of information. Welcome. Today, we are going on a journey to the very edge of understanding, to explore an idea that sounds like it's been pulled from the pages of the most profound science fiction, but is, in fact, at the forefront of theoretical physics, the emergence of space-time from information. Let's start with a simple question. What is the universe made of? For centuries, we've looked outwards. We said it's made of atoms. Then, we dove deeper, to protons, neutrons, electrons, deeper still, to quarks, to leptons, the particles of the Standard Model. We've been searching for the ultimate Lego bricks of reality. But what if we've been wrong? What if the universe isn't made of stuff at all? What if it's made of bits? Not physical bits, like silicon chips, but fundamental cosmic bits. Bits of information. Think of it like this. When you play a video game, the world you see, the soaring mountains, the bustling cities, the character you control, is not fundamentally made of pixels and light. It emerges from something deeper, from lines of code, from ones and zeros. The code is the fundamental reality. The world you experience is a magnificent, interactive illusion. Now imagine that principle applied to our own existence. This is the grand, some might say mystical, proposition of modern physics. To understand this, we need to confront the two most successful and yet most contradictory theories in all of science: Einstein's general relativity and quantum mechanics. General relativity is the theory of the very large. It describes the cosmos with breathtaking elegance. It tells us that space and time are not a static stage, but a dynamic, flexible fabric, a space-time that can warp, bend, and ripple. It gives us gravity, not as a force, but as the geometry of this curved stage. Planets orbit stars because they are following the curves in this cosmic fabric. It's a beautiful, classical, and deterministic picture. Then there's quantum mechanics, the theory of the very small, and it is weird. It tells us that at the tiniest scales, reality is fuzzy, probabilistic, and chaotic. Particles are also waves. Things don't have definite properties until they are observed. And entanglement creates spooky action at a distance, where two particles can be instantaneously connected across the universe. These two theories are brilliant, and they are utterly, hopelessly incompatible. General relativity paints a smooth, continuous fabric. Quantum mechanics screams that at its foundation, that fabric must be a seething, chaotic, digital foam. For decades, this has been the single greatest problem in physics. But what if the conflict itself is an illusion? What if space-time, the smooth, warping fabric of relativity, isn't fundamental? What if it emerges from the quantum, information-rich chaos? This is where our story turns truly magical. Let's talk about black holes. These cosmic monsters are not just destructive forces. They are the ultimate laboratories for testing the limits of physics. In the 1970s, a young physicist named Jacob Bekenstein made a startling proposal. He said a black hole's entropy, which is a measure of its information content, its hidden complexity, is proportional to the surface area of its event horizon, not its volume. Think about that. In our everyday world, The information capacity of a box depends on its volume. How much stuff can you fit inside? But for a black hole, the most information-dense object possible, the limit is set by its surface area. This was bizarre. It was as if the entire three-dimensional reality of the black hole's interior was somehow encoded, like a cosmic hologram, on its two-dimensional boundary. The physicist Leonard Susskind and others ran with this, developing what we now call the holographic principle. The holographic principle suggests that our perception of a three-dimensional universe might be a projection from a two-dimensional surface at its boundary. Just like a hologram on your credit card, which projects a 3D image from a 2D film, our reality, with its depth, its space, and its flow of time, might be a magnificent projection from a vast, distant, two-dimensional storehouse of information. Let that sink in. The screen you're looking at, the feel of your own hand, the vast distance between stars, all of it might be an emergent illusion, a rendering from a deeper, simpler reality that exists on a thin, cosmic shell at the edge of everything. This is where information becomes the star of the show. What is this information? It's not information in the sense of books or websites. It's the most basic yes, no questions the universe can answer. Is a quantum bit, a qubit, spinning up or down? The fundamental building blocks of reality are not tiny balls of matter, but tiny fragments of answer. Reality is built from truth values, from cosmic bits that say is or is not, and from the relationships between these bits, from the intricate, entangled web of correlations they form, something miraculous happens. The geometry of space itself begins to knit itself together. Imagine a vast, dark, silent ocean. This is the pre-geometric realm, the realm of pure information. There is no space here, no time, just potential. Now imagine that two little points in this ocean become connected. They become entangled. A single thread of correlation forms between them. Then another and another. Soon, a vast, shimmering web of connections emerges. And this web is space. The more entangled 2 points are, the closer they are in the emergent geometric reality. Distance is not a fundamental measure. It is a measure of correlation, of informational connection. And what about time? Time, the great river. What if time is not a fundamental flow, but emerges from a different kind of information processing, from causality, from the simple, logical fact that one event can lead to another? Think of a computer processing its code in a sequence. The processor moves from one instruction to the next, and this creates a flow, a direction. In our universe, the immense cosmic computation of quantum information, the constant updating of relationships, the unraveling of entanglement, this process is the flow of time. We don't move through time, we are the computation. This is a radical re-enchantment of the world. The solid ground beneath your feet is a collective agreement between trillions upon trillions of informational bits. The flow of time, from your past memories to your future hopes, is the universe thinking. We are living inside a cosmic mind, a dynamic network of relationships, and what we perceive as physical reality is its grand, evolving thought. Now, you might be thinking, this is a beautiful story, but is there any evidence? The answer is, we are hunting for it. Physicists are now designing experiments to see if the smooth fabric of space-time shows its pixelated, informational roots when we look very, very closely. They are looking for noise in the vacuum, tiny glitches in reality, like the static on a television screen that hints at the digital signal beneath the analog picture. Others are studying the early universe, the afterglow of the Big Bang, for patterns that could only be explained by an underlying informational structure. The most profound implication of all this is for the nature of consciousness itself. If the world is made of information, then what is the mind? Is our consciousness a particularly dense, complex knot in this informational web? Are we not just observers of the universe, but active participants in its ongoing creation? Our observations helping to crystallize reality from the cloud of quantum potential. This idea bridges the ancient and the ultra-modern. Mystics and sages for millennia have spoken of the world as Maya, an illusion, and of a unified, underlying consciousness. They spoke of the interconnectedness of all things. The physics of information is now providing a language, a mathematical and conceptual framework for these timeless intuitions. It suggests that the separation between you and the cosmos is an illusion born of ignorance of the deeper, informational connections that bind us all. We are not insignificant specks in a vast, cold, mechanical universe. We are integral patterns in a universe that is, at its heart, meaningful. It is made not of mere matter, but of meaning itself, of bits that relate to one another, that compute, that create. The emergence of space-time from information is more than a theory. It is a new story for humanity, a new myth in the best sense of the word. It tells us that the universe is a cosmic story being written, a symphony of relationships, and we are both its audience and its composers. This journey from the illusion of solidity to the fundamental reality of information is one of the most thrilling adventures of the human spirit. And it's just beginning. If this idea captivated your imagination, if it made you see the world in a slightly more magical light, then please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are just scratching the surface of these profound mysteries here, and I'd love for you to join me as we go deeper. I want to hear your thoughts. Does this idea resonate with you? Does it feel true in a way that's hard to articulate? Leave a comment below and let's have a conversation. This is not just physics. It is a new philosophy for living in a participatory, conscious universe. And if you are hungry to explore these concepts further, to dive into the holographic multiverse and understand how your own consciousness fits into this grand tapestry, I have woven these ideas into a much deeper narrative in my book, Holographic Multiverse. It's a journey through the science, the philosophy, and the mystical implications of a universe made of information. The link to purchase the book is in the description below. It would mean the world to me if you checked it out. Thank you for watching. Remember, the world is not what it seems. Look deeper, question everything, and never lose your sense of wonder.